All right, we continue to stay on top of some breaking news. A Phoenix police shooting near the 51 and Indian School. The suspect took off, carjacked at least 3 different vehicles. This is a live look from our crews at 7th Street and Roosevelt. One of at least 3 places where the suspect appears to have carjacked someone. And in this case, it looks like there was some sort of a crash here. There's a lot to sort through on this. We also have a chopper video, I believe, showing where the suspect was ultimately taken into custody at 15th Avenue and Dobbins.
Yeah, and it's been a pretty wild scene following this for the last 40 minutes or so. Phoenix police telling us again, no officers were hurt. I asked specifically if any civilians were injured. And again, they're telling us that this was a series of separate carjackings as that suspect tried to evade law enforcement. At least one of those carjacking victims tried to fight back, so we're not sure of the extent of the injuries. At one point, he ran into a neighborhood, ran into a trailer, ran into a house. He is in custody tonight. And State Route 51 southbound at Thomas, take a look at that. In the thick of your evening commute, it is a hot mess. Everyone's being forced off southbound State Route 51 at Thomas. We're going to have a live report checking with you at the top of our 6:30 half hour on CBS 5.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. All your top different vehicles. This is a live look from our crew at 7th Street in Roosevelt, where apparently one of those carjackings took place and there was some kind of a crash there. We're told from our police sources that this man ran into neighborhoods, ran in and out of trailers and some homes. We now know the suspect is in custody at this location, 15th Avenue and Dobbins.
Yeah, we're waiting for more details on the extent of the injuries potentially for that suspect. Law enforcement confirming that no officers are hurt. As for civilians, we know that at least one of those carjacking victims fought back when the suspect tried to carjack him. And he was successful in at least 3 separate cars trying to get away from law enforcement when they first tried to pull him over around 5:40 this afternoon. So this has been going on for coming up on nearly an hour now. And again, here's where it ended here at 15th Avenue and Dobbins. And we want to take a look at some viewer video. This is sent in from one of our viewers who was caught up after one of those carjackings near the intersection, again, 7th Street and Roosevelt, giving you just a different vantage point. And they're pointing through their rearview mirror here at all the commotion that's happening here at the intersection. All this unfolding, and you can imagine there's just a crazy chain of events unfolding here. Not only marked squad cars, but you've got undercover vehicles trying to stop this guy because they know his propensity for violence. He's carjacked one vehicle, run out, and is, physically getting in fights with other victims as he steals their vehicles. And again, at one point ran into a trailer. Whole family ran out, and they were pretty shooken up, but he ran out pretty quickly before going into a home to try and evade officers, and they have him in custody at this point. We're still waiting for confirmation on what they initially tried to pull him over for in the first place, but this is causing a serious backup for your early evening commute. Let's take a live look at our ADOT cams.
Yeah, this is the southbound 51. You can see everybody is being forced off at Indian School. Scene just checked our traffic cameras, and he was saying back is all the way to Glen. So a major headache on the southbound 51 freeway right during your rush hour commute. I've been trying to sort of piece together the chronology because there are so many carjackings involved in this, but it looks like this started on this freeway here, the south 51 near Thomas. Then the suspect gets off at McDowell. Then there was a carjacking at 12th Street in McDowell, and then there was some other incident at 7th Street and Roosevelt, which is where our ground crew has been posted up last 20-30 minutes or so. So as we continue to gather more details, we will of course bring them to you on air and online on azfamily.com.
Now we want to get you caught up on our other top stories.